What do stories do, and why is the Bible so full of them? You must admit that in some ways that's an odd choice on the part of God the Holy Spirit. Stories are by their very nature ambiguous, open to a variety of meanings, or perhaps no real meaning at all. In our culture, we often think of stories as being for children and for the beach in summer. We regard stories as fluff, or at least less than fully serious. So why does the Bible, perhaps the most serious book of all, contain so many stories? In fact, why is the overall shape of the Bible itself one grand narrative? The story of redemption that begins with creation, proceeds through fall and redemption, and onwards to consummation. Well, one answer to that is the universal appeal of a good story. A narrative can be simple enough for the children to understand its basic insight, but profound enough to reward the close reader with ever-unfolding intuitions. So, narrative can be at the same time both simple and profound, and it can minister to people of all ages and all different conditions. Narratives also provide a way of putting flesh on abstract ideas. You shall not covet, and you shall not kill are somewhat abstract concepts. Put them together in a retelling of the story of David and Bathsheba, and you have a concrete example of what happens when you don't obey God's law. Narrative can reinforce and back up abstract concepts by displaying the same ideas in concrete form, not just in theory. They demonstrate God to be a compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin, yet who does not leave the guilty unpunished. He punishes the children and their children for the sin of the fathers to the third and the fourth generation. The statement of that fact was made to Moses in Exodus 34, 6 and 7. But the demonstration that God is indeed such a God, and what it means for God to be such a God, is worked out in much greater detail on the pages of the rest of the Old Testament. Now, all narratives work by making a kind of sense out of the story. They fit the diverse pieces of life's jigsaw puzzle together in a way that forms a coherent picture. Narrative, story, is God's perfect genre for conveying the parts of his message which occur as narrative. And so our preaching and teaching and counseling should reflect the genre within which this theological content is coded.